Right, we're at the Burleigh License Centre. When you park for your test, when you start the test, I suggest reverse parking in so that you're facing outwards. Do not go all the way up to the fence because the examiner needs to stand at the back of the car to check your brake lights and your indicators. When you get in the car and he gets in the car, he's going to ask you a few questions, and that's another video that I'll be doing. But now, for this particular video, we are just going to drive, and I'm going to show you some of the tricky spots in Burleigh. I'll be freezing the video every now and then and explaining what's going on. So the examiner's in the car, he tells you to leave, and you're going to go make sure, what I would do is make sure you indicate right, and off you go. So you're going to indicate right. Indicate left when you come around this corner, and then you're going to indicate right again. Now, something to be aware of is that over here it's an entrance, no exit but an entrance, so you could have cars coming in, so be careful. If a car does come in and you haven't turned yet, you let them go. If you're in the middle of turning and a car comes in, hopefully they'll wait for you. Make sure you indicate right and don't cross the solid line. Now the speed in the car park is 10 kilometers, which is really slow. But they are super strict with that. So make sure you drive at 10 kilometers. If you've got a digital speedometer and you do 1 or 2 k's over, you'll probably get away with it. Now at this point over here, they're going to tell you to go right. Make sure you indicate, don't just follow the road. Remember, the test has started, so you could fail from doing certain things. You wouldn't fail from not indicating, but you could lose a point. When it comes to the speed bumps in the car park, go over them really slowly, so that the examiner can see that you've actually noticed that there's speed bumps. As far as pedestrian goes, people could jaywalk in front of you. You'll have to stop and let them go. Pedestrians have the right of way. Whatever you do, don't keep driving. So it's 10 kilometers. This over here is the main pedestrian crossing because people come out of the coffee shop, and it depends on the time of the day that your test is, but there's often people walking across. Be aware, because over there you could get a big 4x4 parking over here, and it's hard to actually see if someone's sneaking through the gap. So just be aware of that. Another speed bump. Now at some stage the examiner is going to tell you to turn either left or right at the lights. I'm just going to stop it here and explain to you. You must indicate left as you're coming out of here. Now be aware that if cars are coming on your right, don't assume that all these cars that are coming round are going into the shops. Here they are, but back there you've got Dan Murphy's, and you've got the gym through there, and you've got a whole complex. So there's people coming out, lots of cars. If a car is coming round in this lane there, do not assume that they're going into the shops. So be aware of that. Not everybody indicates as well, so just watch the cars. Going back to there, you're going to be indicating left. Now, depending on where he's going to take you, I'm going to pause it here. For this demonstration, we're going to be going left. I will be doing a right drive later to show you Rabina. And what you'll do is you'll indicate left, try and avoid driving over these lines, and then straighten up, and you're going to sit at the lights and you just keep indicating left. I'm going to fast forward this just a little. Right, so you can see here we've got a green arrow. As you start turning, make sure you indicate left. As you start turning into the left lane, there's a cycle path here, so you must do a shoulder check. As you come round, there's the lights. As you come round, there's your cycle path. You must throw in a shoulder check to the left. Now the speed limit on this road is 80. So you can do about 75. Don't do 60 because they will fail you. That's way too slow. Just to show you something here. On the left is another entrance to the car park. Now, I don't know if some of you are aware of it. If you remember at the beginning of the video, I told you there's a one-way coming in. That's where it is. There's the license center. If you come back this way, there's a very good chance they will take you down the side road to go into the center instead of going through the shopping center. So you start off the test, you'll go through the shopping center, but most times when you come back, you'll take this little slipway. Very important that you would then merge further back there where the dotted line is. You wouldn't do it from here because they will fail you and it's too risky that you'll miss the entrance. So you'll merge back somewhere there, and when you do merge, you indicate left and do a shoulder check to the left. Don't just casually cruise into the left lane. We are going to go straight, so we're going to avoid that one, but at least now you know. I'm going to jump ahead. Right, so the examiner asks you to turn left at the lights. Here is your cycle path. And this is your merging area. So what you're going to do is you're going to indicate left and you're going to do a shoulder check left because of the cycle path. And you're going to go into this lane. Now, this is where students get confused. It says stop here on red arrow. There's the lights for that. 1, 2, 3. That's the white line. If there's a red arrow here, that means that there's a pedestrian trying to cross the road. If there's no one around and there's no lights on any of these three, you don't have to stop. You go over it and you stop here because this is your give way sign. Okay, there's your pedestrian crossing over there. And when you stop, creep forward a little and then look left and right. Check that no cars are coming from this angle there because they get a green arrow. Make sure no one's coming that way because they could, or they could be coming from here. So just slow down, look left and right. Show the examiner that you are observing. It's a big part of the test. Right, 60 k's along here. Now, just going to explain something else to you. There's a set of lights. Now, if further back here on Christine Ave, back there, they ask you to turn right at these lights, that means that they're going to be taking you through the school zone. The school is here, just on that road. And you've got to do 40 k's. So if your test is in school hours, there's a good chance they will take you down there. Obviously, depending on the time, they don't want to waste half the allocated time sitting in traffic. Then you will do a merge from there and you'll indicate right and you'll look over your right shoulder. If they don't say anything and they say keep going straight, then most of the time you'll be in the left lane. Now this is where it gets tricky because as you cross over, there's that sign there. Can't really see it clearly. Form one lane. So if they tell you to go straight, start preparing to do a merge. And you'll see here, You indicate right, and you just slip in. And you come along 60 k's, and the next road, the instruction could be up here to do a right turn. So you go indicate right. Now I'm going to pause it. This is where a lot of students fail, because they turn into the first section. And the reason they do that is because they either don't know this area, or the nerves are at the worst and they just get confused because they see that arrow. So it's a bit confusing. They think that the arrow means they can turn in there. That would be on the wrong side of the road and you would fail. So you just take it slow, indicate right, go past the dotted line, and then you turn. And now you can see that is the other side of the road. And then you stop. Now, most important, while you're waiting, turn your indicator off, because you're not turning right, you're going straight, and give your wheels one turn, because your wheels still would have been turned from turning into this little slipway. Something else to be aware of: if you're coming along here and there's already a car waiting to go straight or to turn, do not sneak in behind them, and whatever you do, do not stop there and block these cars, because they will fail you. So what you've got to do then is stop just over here, so that if there is a car here, they can turn and you'll wait. So remember that, don't try and squeeze in the back. Okay, going back to this. So you look left and right, indicators off because you're going straight, and you cross over. And what I would suggest you do is, if they ask you to do a left turn, which is very possible, you're going to indicate left and do a shoulder check to the left, just to cover yourself. Now on this video I did a 3-point turn, so you can see how that happens. You just pull over. Do not be on the curb. This a bit confusing with this camera, because it looks like I'm right up on the curb, but I'm actually not. Being a 360 camera, it's a little bit confusing. And this is a good road to do any maneuvers, because it's really nice and quiet. I have other videos on how to do 3-point turns, which I'll upload sometime. Okay. Now the next instruction could be turn right and then right again. So you're going to slow down, you're going to indicate right, and you're going back to Christine Ave. Now we're coming from the other direction. Now you can see why you couldn't go over there. So look to your right, and when it's safe to go, I am going to speed this up because there's a lot of cars. Okay, you cross, you slow down, and you wait, indicating right. And that's why I said early on, you can't stop over here because you're blocking the traffic. So if there was another car apart from this white one turning right, they would, if they knew the road rules, they would wait here. But what people do is they sneak in. And you're just going to wait. When you get the gap, you're going to turn right. Now if you really want to do it correctly and show the DE that you're observing, as you turn, I would throw back here, I would throw a shoulder check to the left, because this is the cycle path. That's how you impress them. Okay, I'm going to stop this video, and the next one will be maybe Rabina. See you later.